It's Goosey and Producey.
Hello.
Surely this is the way it was always meant to be.
Wow.
No?
She's
Come
going to be really
on.
upset if you say that.
Who? Suzi who? I've forgotten her.
Me and Susie have done a few of these without you, so...
Yeah, I know, and it's amazing because they got 0 listeners. I saw the stats.
So rude.
I saw, it's devastating. No, we should start, shouldn't we, Producer Charlie, by saying we are Susie-less today. She's on international break.
She is, yeah.
She got the call up, bless her. Listen, I've got a couple of reasons here. Her car broke down on tour due to the weight from all the shirts that she was having in the boot.
Very plausible.
She's Harry Styles' choreographer. She's been very busy.
Yeah.
She's catching up on sleep. We've split up due to musical differences. That's my favourite one. When it basically means we've fallen out, but we're going to say... Or was it artistic differences, they said?
Yeah, like artistic differences or creative differences.
Yeah. We've gone in different directions creatively.
Mm-hmm.
Where actually is Suze? We should actually know the real answer, and I feel like you'll know. Because you have your life together.
Because I just spend a lot of time Googling what the two of your schedules are.
She's very possessive, is Producer Charlie. Incredibly toxic. We have to turn our location on all the time.
I believe she's recording her other podcast.
Oh, it gets worse.
You can't really talk though, can you?
Excuse me. Remember Me is not a podcast. It is a online YouTube show.
Sure.
Okay, well, good luck to her. I hope she's happy. Is it love, do you know? Or is it a brief fling?
She's out. She's out with Susie Ruffle.
How are you, Producer Charlie?
I'm good. I got up really early to watch Japan play in the Asian Cup, so...
Did you?
I've been up for several hours already.
Your
hence the
commitment
Japan
to Japan never ceases to amaze me.
I just think it's a great place and they're a great team.
You've been out, how many times have you been?
Only twice.
Only twice, but you've got plans to go back.
Always.
But like, you follow Japan in a way that would suggest you have like family out there, you grew up there, you just...
No.
And how did Japan get on? I'm afraid I don't know.
Oh, they won. It was a bit like the England game. Like they probably should have scored a bit earlier.
They took a minute.
They got there in the end. So it was great.
Lovely. And I like your Japan kit, by the way. Has Susie tried to buy that off you?
It's a great shirt.
Speaking of international games, shall we get into it? We're going to take a look at
please.
all the international action so far, as well as a quick look at where things are at in WSL 2, for those of you following teams in that league. But let's start with the World Cup qualifier group games. On Tuesday, 3rd of March, my brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Daniel Adam.
Does he listen?
I'd like to think he does, but I think the answer is indeed no.
Sure.
But also, I'd like the smugness of saying that I remember to say, happy birthday, Daniel, Joseph, Havelock, Adam. The lad's got 4 names. Who does he think he is? Okay. Ukraine 1, England 6.
Lovely. Luxembourg 0, Scotland 5.
Big up Caroline Weir. With the hat-trick, I believe. Czech Republic 2, Wales 2. Mad point for Wales.
Switzerland 2, Northern Ireland 0.
Oh, my word. Well, we have to start with England, don't we? Really.
We will.
Sorry to our Scottish listeners and our Wales listeners. And probably our Northern Irish listeners aren't that fussed about hearing about their loss to Switzerland. But we'll start with England, with the Lionesses. Because, as you say, Charlie, they took their time getting into this one. It was nice, first of all, I guess, to see Wiegman give some of the newer, younger players a run out.
Yeah, it was a weird game because England had sort of 80% possession all through the first half. It's pretty much all in Ukraine's third, but they just couldn't get it in. Ukraine were playing so defensively and so deep. There was just no getting through, and it was quite stressful to watch.
Do you think Ukraine's whole kind of tactic was essentially, we know they're going to pass it to Russo, so just form a barricade between Russo and the goal?
That really felt like what they were doing.
Yeah. They were like when you make a wall in a free kick, except that was them throughout open play for the first half.
Yeah, Hannah Hampton had nothing to do. I think she had one touch of the ball the entire first half.
I genuinely think, not to take away from Ukraine's goal, but I genuinely think that because it was a surprising one for Hannah Hampton to let in. I genuinely think it's because she'd done 45 minutes, essentially kind of able to doss about. Not that I'm saying somebody as professional and elite as athlete as Hannah Hampton would, but like I basically think she spent the first half not having to do much, so that then she was surprised when there was a shot on goal from Jana Kalinina.
Yeah, I think it was just a big surprise and no one expected anything to be in that end, and then there we go. But we got 6 goals, that's all right, isn't it?
We did, finally. And the second half, I don't know what Serena said to them, but I think it was, look, we've come all this way. Can we get some of you on the sheet? And 3 players took it upon themselves to pursue a hat-trick. None of them quite getting it, but 2 goals from them each, from Russo, Stanway and Park. It was a much more successful second half, and nice to see my personal tattoo artist getting on the score sheet twice, including what she does best, a cheeky penalty.
Game.
Didn't she? I think it was Leanne Sanderson on comms who said she was player of the match for her. Yeah,
I agree, 100%. I know we're biased, but I do think she was great.
We're biased because she's our friend. She gave me a tattoo for free. I don't know if we've mentioned it much on the pod. As I said, great to see some of the younger ones getting some game time. A senior debut for Poppy Pattinson, Charlie.
Yeah, she came on in the second half.
Yeah, and we've followed her for a while. She spent a bit of a time at Brighton, down here as the Seagulls. So really, really good to see her going from strength to strength. Also, shout out to the plumbing fans, because it's a long old way to Turkey. Obviously, we've covered it before, the reasons why the game was played in Turkey due to the ongoing war in Ukraine. But amazing to have 250 England fans who travelled out to Turkey. It was really good to see them, including as well your friend and mine, Charlie. You can't keep him away. Basil was straight out on the flight to Turkey. I've seen as well.
You could hear him the entire game.
Of course you could. Probably you could hear him here in England from over there.
He's always there.
Is our match report from Basil? I know we've got one.
It's not. It's a very quick turnaround match report. But I woke up this morning and found it in my email inbox.
Honestly, fair play to everybody who sends in a match report, but this is one of the quickest turnarounds, I think, because I know when I've finished a game, especially watching a game where we've absolutely won 6-1 or a 8-0 Norway one, something like that, I'm going to the pub. So big up anybody whose first thought is to write in to Big Kick Energy. So this one is from Lena. Who says, "Dear Pacey, Goosey, producery, and team mascot Tiggy." Hang on, we're like the Von Trapps now. Suzi will be delighted I've got a musical reference in.
Yeah, well done.
This is an ever-growing lineup now. We're going to have a starting 11. Do you see Tiggy as our mascot?
I think, she's putting in regular appearances. She's getting her minutes in. It feels.
She's working hard
logical.
in training.
Yeah, we're noticing. People are noticing her more. She's working hard,
and she's always taking advice from some of the more veteran players. Yeah, it's good for her. It's good for her. All
she makes her presence known, doing those little works outside the door. It's hard to ignore, isn't it?
Yeah, are we sort of saying Tiggy's like a Lotte Wubben-Moy in an international camp? She hasn't yet really gotten the minutes she deserves, but she's an ever-present personality.
100%. Yeah, very much that.
Okay. Well, to the four of us, Pacey Goosey, producer and team mascot Tiggy, Mahaba from Antalya. Is that, Charlie, I'm going to need your linguistic skills here. Is that
Why
hello
do you think
in
I know any
Turkish?
Turkish?
Well, you're just very clever, and you speak languages. What do you speak? You speak sign language for a start. You speak, what else do you
I
speak?
do a bit of sign
Spanish,
language. No, I don't know any Spanish. I know a bit of German, a bit of
German and
Italian, a bit of
French.
Japanese, and like a tiny bit of Welsh.
Oh, right, but I'm the idiot for asking you what Mahaba means. Well, I'm
You
guessing because
speak
it's.
French.
I do, but that's sort of like the entry level one for a Brit to learn, isn't it? Mahaba from Antalya, I'm guessing it's hello. Or, oh no, her name's Lena. I thought it's Mahaba here from Antalya. God, we've only got 2 seconds into it. And can you catch ADHD? Because I'm convinced I've caught it off Suzi. Because already I want to tell you about a holiday I went to in Antalya when I was about 9. But there's no story there. It's just that I've been there. So sorry, Charlie. This is what
It's
Suzi
ever
has to
so
deal
early
with
for
every
you,
week.
to be honest.
It really is.
I think you're
It
doing
really
really
is.
well.
I've got thoughts and they are coming out of my mouth at an alarming rate. Mahaba from Antalya, sending you a post-match report from Ukraine v England Lionesses game in Turkey. This wasn't my first Lionesses away game, but it was my first as a solo traveller on a, oh, that's a cheap flight, whim. I love this, Lena.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. We've all been there. I don't think mine has ever been to see the Lionesses in a country like Turkey, though. Mine have always been like, oh, that's cheap and it's in Lanzarote and it's hot. Let's go. The first new friend was made boarding the flight here, the lovely Steve, whose England women's home shirt suggested shared goals, much like the Ukrainian game itself. First, there was a bit of sunny sightseeing in the old town, surrounded by the sea and snow-capped mountains. I mean, that's amazing that it's sunny with snow-capped mountains. That sounds unreal. Then to the pre-game meet-up, organised at a bar by the amazing travelling fan support group. Who else? We are Free Lionesses. Shout out to Free Lionesses. Always on hand to give the travelling England fan
worked
a
really
great
hard, I
meet-up.
think, to make the Turkey trip work for people. And
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine what a task that is.
Yeah.
They are fantastic. I had a great time meeting other fans, including Steve again, and his footy friend Sebastian, who are fine examples of some of the lovely male fans supporting the team. Yeah, see,
nice.
men can be sound. Shout out to Steve and Sebastian, who are so far our only examples.
Yeah, not your husband or anything. We won't.
Oh no, he's quite good as well. Oh god, yeah, he's good. There was, and Daniel, remember my brother? Yep, that's 4. See, they're growing. There was obviously some celebration of the continued growth of the women's game, which was slightly contained for me by the cost of imported cider. Insert Yorkshire trigger warning for Maisie. Oh god. Pint of cider in Turkey. I see I don't drink cider, but I'll be fuming if it's more than £5. I'm going to reveal it now. Move my hand out the way. At £7 a bottle. A bottle! £7 a bottle. That is outrageous. Oh, that makes my skin crawl. This is the price of being a West Country Bristol City fan who can't abide the taste of hops. I wondered why you were going cider. It's got to be a Bristolian having a cider in Turkey. After organising sharing taxis, that's very nice, love to see it, we arrived at the Marden Stadium in the Titanic Sports Complex. Charlie, I'm going to have to just, I guess, going to leave space for you to insert Suzi singing Celine Dion here, I imagine.
Sure.
Or Titanic? How do we say that new musical?
Titanic. It's
Tom
been on for
Allen's
like
in
a
that.
year. Are we calling it new just because you haven't seen it?
It's new because I haven't seen it. Yeah. I can't wait to see that new one, The Mousetrap, as well. That's meant
Sure.
to be good. We collected our free tickets to the game. Well, that help offsets the £7 cider. And took our seats for the game. It was great to see some Ukraine fans at the game, and I'm pleased to say their team and anthem received applause from our fans in solidarity for everything their country's going through. I thought Ukraine defended well, shutting us out in the first half, despite all our pressure and possession. I suspect that effort would take its toll in the second half. Following some impactful England subs, we seemed to break them down better and better, and once the seal was broken by Russo, the goals came flooding in. I'm grateful Ukraine warned us not to be complacent on set pieces ahead of the Spain games with their well-deserved goal from a free kick. That said, there were some incredible goals from Lionesses, with Russo, Stanway and Park all scoring a brace. Russo got player of the match. Oh, but it was Russo. I could have sworn it was Stanway. And that's never a bad shout, but I have to single out Jess Park's performance. She had an amazing game, and the younger players coming through are a joy to watch, with Poppy Pattison also having a fine first cap. LJ came on and did LJ things with the ball like defenders don't exist, and it was great to see Leah Williamson back in the captain, oh my captain armband. All in all, a great game to see live and well worth the trip. If anyone is hesitating going to an away game on their own, my advice would be don't let that put you off. Other away fans are very friendly. I'd highly recommend following We Are Free Lionesses on Instagram or TikTok, or Free Lionesses on Twitter. Who's on Twitter still?
I know for a fact we both are.
Yeah, we both are, but I don't use it. But if you wanna still use it, it's Free Lionesses on Twitter. Big shout out to Debs who runs it, and knew that I was solo travelling. She reached out to check all was well with me on my travels over. She does an amazing job supporting and connecting fans with each other and liaising with the FA. It'd be great for you girls to have her on the pod to chat about the away game experience. We have tried to get Debs on the pod. That is on our to-do list.
Text her. I've been texting with her about it. We're going to do it. We're going to sort it out.
The trouble
She's
with
a busy
trying to
lady.
get this is it. The trouble with trying to get the person who's in charge of organising Free Lionesses and always travelling to the away games is she's really hard to pin down for any sort of free time. But yes, Lena continues saying, my last thanks goes to the FA for the free tickets, coming down to the fan meet, out to distribute them, and for the very welcome free coach back to town after the game. Not all women national sides have this level of backing from their FAs, so credit to all those in the English FA for their support to fans. That's nice. Kindest of regards, Lena. Nice sign off there, Lena. Always nice to hear our fans are being looked after, especially at an away game in another country.
Yeah, definitely. I think Debs and Free Lionesses and the FA were doing a lot of work to make sure that people could come and enjoy the game and feel safe and have some logistics sorted for them. So
yeah, you know, I
big
think
shout out to everyone there.
Totally. And you know, this was a game that had a lot of stuff happening around it. Of obviously we've said the reasons why it had to be played in Turkey, but then also kind of the stuff that's happened since that decision that is happening very, very close in neighbouring countries, and it would have been quite understandable for a lot of people to feel like it wasn't safe to travel.
I think a lot of journalists didn't go because they didn't feel it was going to be safe.
I think so. So not only was it great for the game to still be played for the Ukraine players and for our Lionesses to continue platforming the game and have minutes for the younger players, but also for those fans to have those concerns alleviated or just lightened a little bit by things like Debs at Free Lionesses and the FA going that extra mile. It really does make the difference, doesn't it?
Yeah, my favourite Debs memory is when you and me and her were stood next to each other at, I want to say it was the Sweden game.
I think
so. And then
so.
when Michelle scored, and
Absolutely.
we all just screamed.
Yeah, I think we shed tears as well. It was sort of, I think we looked a little bit like, and I've been rewatching some old X Factor, obviously. I would be doing it anyway, but I've been doing it for Remember Me. But you know when they have a really supportive family stood at the side of the stage with Dermot, when they get like 3 yeses, and they all just like burst into yes, and what, like the mum falls to the floor. I feel like that was us. She's such good vibes, Deb. She's somebody who just lives for the game, lives for the inclusivity of it. She's all about giving fans the best experience. And I just think they really align with what our original goals were and still are with this pod, right, Charlie? Of like, football's for everybody. There's no reason why it shouldn't feel that way.
100%.
And it's and often it's I don't want to say little changes, you know, it's but they're little changes to us. They're probably absolute admin nightmares for Debs, but we are forever grateful to those
we really
people.
Are. So next up, we're playing Iceland on Saturday in Nottingham in front of a sold-out crowd.
Can't wait for this. Can't wait for this. You know, a sold out crowd is going to be great, first of all, but also it means that the Icelandic fans who are travelling are going to have to try really hard to do that. You know, that's them that try and do
Big
that
clap.
the big clap all together at the same time. Good luck trying to gather some momentum for that against our Lionesses fans.
I feel like the Lioness fans might quite like the big clap, though, and want to join in.
This is it. Is I know with every fibre of my being, Charlie, that if I was there, I'd be like, yeah. We'll sing Sweet Caroline, but can we join in with the?
Can we do the big clap?
Can we join in with the big clap? Oh God.
So also in our World Cup qualifier group is unfortunately our old friend Spain.
Honestly.
They beat Iceland 3-0 on Tuesday night, so we are top of the table because of goal difference right now. We're playing them in April in the next international break at home at Wembley. And then we're playing Iceland away in that same window.
I think we're up there with like J-Lo and Ben Affleck and Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton of like iconic on-off relationships. They just can't quit each other. There's something they always find their way back to each other. In that group is also England and Spain. We just can't quit each other.
We can't.
How do you feel about our chances for Iceland, and how do you feel about our chances for Spain?
I think Iceland are a good team, and they held Spain at bay pretty much just until right before half time is when Spain got their first goal last night. So I think they'll probably treat us very similarly. I think what Iceland were doing last night is very similar to what Ukraine were doing to us, and it's like a very low block,
hold the fort,
defending, hardcore defending. I think we'll face that again, but you know, if Spain can beat them, we can also beat them, because we've recently beaten Spain.
Well, this is what I was going to ask, is it feels like in this sort of to me to you vibe we have with Spain, like it seems that they beat us, then we beat them, then we always go one against each other. You know, we beat them in the Euros, they beat us in the World Cup, we've beat them again in the Euros. So dare I say it, are they going to come all guns blazing going, you robbed us of doing the World Cup Euros treble?
I think they've got a lot to prove, obviously. They are down a few of their key players at the moment. There's a lot of injuries in the Barcelona squad, and therefore the Spain squad. Like, Bon Mati is out for a long time.
Oh, of course,
so, and
well,
like,
that could be
we've got injuries as well, but not to the same extent, and we've beaten them before, we can beat them again. So I suspect one of the games against them will win and one they will win, and it will be on goal difference who tops the group.
That feels kind of on brand for us in Spain for sure. We're going to be playing them at home at Wembley, and then also let's move on to the other home nations. Wales drew with the Czech Republic on Tuesday. They're playing Montenegro on Saturday. Scotland comfortably beat Luxembourg on Tuesday, and they'll play them again on Saturday. Northern Ireland lost to Switzerland on Tuesday, and they play Turkey on Saturday. So plenty for to fill your boots with for international football.
Definitely. And quick shout out to Scotland, because I tuned into the second half of that game after the England game, and they were just having a great time, and it was really joyous football, and I really enjoyed seeing that.
I mean, Caroline Weir, she's having a lovely time, isn't she?
She's so good.
She's so good. She's so good. It would be really nice to, like, because obviously with these being kind of World Cup qualifiers, and we've got the Men's World Cup this summer, it is really nice kind of seeing the excitement around Scotland being in that. It would be really great. And we saw at the Euros, you know, what it meant for Wales to be there. It would be really, really great. I know there's you know, meant to be this sort of internal rivalry, when actually I think it is just understandably the home nations can't stand England. But I really, really want to root for Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. And I'd like to see
100%.
at least one. I'd like to see at least one come to the World Cup with us in Brazil.
Definitely.
If just to see a Scottish squad deal with the Brazilian heat.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
that's
we're all going to have to take a lot of sun cream.
we're gonna have to take a lot of sun cream. But if Caroline Weir keeps on doing what she's doing, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk us through a bit of the Asian Cup then, Charlie, seeing as you watched a bit
Yeah,
of Japan?
so the Asian Cup's happening right now. It's just started on the weekend. It's happening in Australia. So it's essentially Asia and Australia's version of the Euros. It happens every 4 years. Brilliantly, we can watch it all here. It's all on YouTube. It's all on the Asian Cup's official YouTube. The games are often at one was at 2 a.m. UK time the other day,
Ooh,
or 5 a.m.
yeah.
or 8 or 9. So they're sort of in
Okay.
the morning.
An insomniac
there's a-
stream.
Yeah, yeah. So the teams taking part are Australia, Korea Republic, Iran, the Philippines, DPR Korea, China, Bangladesh, Uzbekistan, Japan, Vietnam, India, and Chinese Taipei. So there's a lot of really up and coming teams there, as well as some big established successful ones.
I mean, immediately the giants of that surely are Japan. They've ruled international football for a long time.
I think they're favourites, but I think people are underestimating China a bit. They've won this competition 9 times before, which is more than anyone else. Yeah.
Whoa. And then, of course, the Tillies. We know how good they can be, reaching the World Cup semi-final.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then, but there's also there's a few kind of, we don't know how good DPR Korea are.
Yeah, I've no idea.
But their youth teams in the last few years have been really dominant. So
yeah, okay.
None of their players play outside of their country, so it's very hard to know.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, usually
basically.
your gauge on these players is how many play in your own domestic league. And obviously we have quite a few Japanese players in the WSL. We've had a smattering of Aussies as well. But I don't think I could name a player from Uzbekistan or even a country as massive as India.
Yeah.
Mad.
So it's really cool watching. I think it's really cool to be watching it ahead of the World Cup next year and seeing what the other teams are like. I'm really enjoying watching the games in the morning.
Of course you are. It's the dream start to a day, watching a bit of international
It really
football.
is. Breakfast football, yes please.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think the Tillies can triumph on home soil? We saw what a great host nation they were in that World Cup. And their fans have really come into their own in the last few years.
Yeah, I think, the Australian fans show up, don't they? So I think the kind of home advantage will be massive for the Aussies, but they are still, I think they're still sort of in a bit of a rebuilding phase in their squad and figuring stuff out. They've had a goalkeeper sort of disaster in that Tegan Micah, who plays at Lyon, is injured.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Arnold is seemingly injured as well. They've pulled some other people into the squad. There was a goalkeeper, I can't remember her name now, but sort of she's been with the squad, every single squad since 2018, so it was sort of about to be her time, and she got injured in training. So they're on their 4th choice keeper for the tournament, which is, not ideal, is it? But
no.
There's a chance for someone to really prove themselves there. But Sam Kerr scored in the game the other day, so
who knows?
Possibilities are endless. But it's really exciting, and you can watch it. It's all on YouTube, so
it's
great.
It's fantastic. If there's more kind of international football that you like seeing, if you're not an England fan, if you are a fan from afar, there's also the She Believes Cup, or as Suzi and I call it, the Cher Believes Cup. We're not in it this year. We're not in it. It's one of those weird invitational tournaments. Taking part this year are the USA, Canada, Colombia, and Argentina. So it's one for the Americas, really. And annoyingly, I think
they organise it, don't they? So
I think they do. They get dibs on who comes to dinner. There's no official way to watch this tournament in the UK, which is disappointing. And whilst we don't champion streaming illegally, I'm sure there are other ways to find watching the tournament.
Maybe, yes.
Maybe. Maybe. I've seen a few of my mates in the States really, really following this. Kind of like a Euros tournament for them over there.
Yeah.
I think, the USA has always been such a massive footballing nation for women's football, or soccer, I should say. But they are coming up against some big teams here. Canada, Colombia, of course, let's not forget, home of Linda Caicedo, Linda's lovely feet.
Yeah.
Argentina basically up there with Brazil as a home country of football. And Canada is always ruthless. And we love a Canadian USA rivalry.
Yeah.
So we'll be keeping an eye on that. The WSL 2. If your team is in this league, it's very, very tight at the top.
Yeah.
Well, I say it's tight. Charlton Athletic have done
at the top, and
they've done a Chelsea of previous years and just sort of blistered 10 points ahead. But right behind them, you've got Birmingham City on 29, Crystal Palace 28, Bristol City 26, alongside Newcastle, Southampton on 24. So in a league of 12 teams, the top 6 are all very, very tight. So yeah, I mean, who would we like to? We've had Bristol City previously in the WSL. We've had Crystal Palace previously. We know Birmingham City is sort of in the history books. It's a big team. It's given the pathways through to some of our absolute legacy lionesses now. It's recently had a good bit of cash flow from Kaz Carney.
Yeah, and they've made some really great signings as well, Birmingham. I think it'd be cool for like a kind of Villa Birmingham City rivalry situation.
That's nice.
I think it'd be cool for football in the city. I'd love to see Newcastle come up just because their fans are so great.
I was going to say, when we did our live show there, their fans showed up. They were right up for it. I'd quite like to see Southampton come up just to rile Suzi, being from Portsmouth.
I mean, Portsmouth are very much the bottom of the WSL too, so Southampton's the best chance.
They've played 16 games, won 3. That's pretty rough. So just for everybody else's context, remember the top 2 teams from a WSL 2, they're automatically promoted to the Women's Super League at the end of this season, while the third place entering a playoff with the team that finishes bottom of the WSL.
Yes.
So if, as it stands now, Charlton and Birmingham go through, whoever is in third place, which for now is Crystal Palace, they would play bottom of WSL. So they would fight it out for that promotional staying up, whichever side you're on. As Charlie says, lots of WSL 2 teams have had busy transfer windows, bringing in lots of exciting talent to bolster their squads as they attempt to climb the table and finish in the top 3. Do get in touch with your predictions. If you're rooting for a certain team to get into the top flight, do let us know. And crucially, describe the shirt so Suzi can make a purchase.
She doesn't need any more.
She does not need any more. She's
on tour again, so she's definitely going to be acquiring some more.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's mainly what people bring to her shows now. They either bring kind of like vaudeville artifacts from her show, or they bring her a local football team shirt.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, Alice must have the patience of a saint when she comes back from tour
Alice.
just with a suitcase full of sort of regional towns shirts.
Yeah.
And some old postcards from Music Hall era.
What nice things to be brought, though. There's worse things to be brought, isn't there? Should we do a little bit of news?
Yes, please. What you got?
The FA Cup next round draw has happened. So we know who's going to be playing in the quarterfinals. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be Charlton Athletic versus Liverpool, which I think will be a great game.
Dead exciting for the reasons we've just said. Bottom of the tape. Bottom of the top flight versus top of the second flight. Lovely.
Chelsea versus Spurs.
See, that's an interesting one though, Charlie. Like, Chelsea have not met the expectations they were meant to this season, and Spurs have massively exceeded theirs. That could be
100%.
And with Man United out, if Spurs were to beat Chelsea, that means we're guaranteed a different final than what we've had the last couple of years. Yeah.
And then Arsenal are playing Brighton.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
And then Birmingham City versus Man City.
Yeah, that's a bit of a David and Goliath one, isn't it? Like, I know we've said Birmingham City are a big club, but in terms of where they're currently at as teams, that's blooming massive. Charlie, did you see the London City Lionesses Spurs game that Spurs eventually, after what felt like hours, won on penalties?
That penalty shootout, that was up there with like some of the England Euros ones. It was very stressful. And I don't even support either of those teams.
No, don't even have a dog in the fight. And it was really stressful.
My favourite bit was Lisa Kopp, the Spurs goalkeeper, stepping up to take one, absolutely smashing it, doing a brilliant penalty, and then going and saving one and winning the thing for everybody. Great.
That has got to make you feel 10 feet tall, hasn't it? And we've seen how wrong it can go when a keeper goes up to take a pen. Like, you're really taking it upon yourself there. So, big up Lisa Cup, because I would be like,
it was amazing.
I'd be finding the floor very interesting and looking around, going, don't pick me, don't pick me.
So those games are all happening towards the end of the month?
Yeah.
I can't remember when they are. You'll be at one of them?
Yeah, I'll be at one of them. I know it's going to be one of the London ones, so I imagine... Well, I don't know. I've always thought it would be Chelsea v Spurs or Arsenal v Brighton, but Charlton Athletic v Liverpool, I think, is arguably the most exciting one.
I think that's an exciting game. I think that would be the one you want to be
at. But we
at.
Covered the last Liverpool one in the Merseyside derby, so that's the only thing that makes me think we're not going to be there. But that would be my top pick to go to. If you're going to a match, that would be my top pick. If you're watching it, my top pick would be to watch Channel 4 and whatever game Channel 4 are covering, because the presenters are so good.
And hopefully it'll be warm enough that the presenters won't have to worry about coats.
Well, I have to worry about coats. No. And do you know what? I'm not worried about my coat anymore, because my coat was fine. I only got one comment saying it was a bit busy. But Suzi's mum's coat was too big, and I backed out at the last minute. Somebody on production was like, it does look a bit big, so I backed out.
We have had a lot of messages concerned about your schedule around the FA Cup and Soccer Aid, which you've been announced as once again participating in. How many minutes?
And these messages
are
from my agent, who's like, "How will it work?
Yeah, how are you doing this?" Yeah, because Soccer Aid and the FA Cup final are on the same day. They're both in London.
Yeah,
but you're going to have to presumably go host at the FA Cup and then get in a car across London, which isn't very woman of the people of you.
I know. Well, what do you want me to do? Line bike it? I've got to have my legs ready for the game. But I mean, I didn't think it was possible. And then Jill was like, you know what she's like? She's like, no, it'll be fine. Sorry to all our Geordie listeners. But she was just like, it'll be absolutely grand. It's fine. I said, do you know what time kickoff is? And she went, no. I was like, for either of them, no.
I think Soccer Aid is like 6:30 p.m.
Yeah. And also, like, it's a longer game because you've got all the rigmarole at the start, and then there's a big halftime performance. I'm trying to convince myself here. What I'm hoping as well, though, Charlotte, is that it will mean that I'm absolutely played in the second half. And previously, in my previous 3 years at Soccer Aid, I've played in the first half, which is when most of the time there is a professional goalkeeper in goal and not someone like Paddy McGuinness. So I will be, and that's the reason I haven't scored. That's the reason.
Yeah, that'll be it.
So this time, now that I will be jet setting it over from London, I'm hoping that means that we'll play in the second half. I hope.
Nice. I think I'm going to try and come to both of those games. I'm going to try.
You're going to try and do the double as well.
And then nip over to do Soccer Aid.
I love it. And
cheer for you, probably.
My first one I did the day after my wedding. I'll be fine. Fine. This is relaxed compared to previous ones. Now, Charlie, I want to ask you about something. You've asked me about Soccer Aid. I want to ask you about the new in-game rules that are coming in, because much like you're my go-to person for language, essentially for anything a bit complicated or a bit clever, me and Suzi go, Charlie, explain.
Sure.
And sometimes by complicated, we just mean, the microphone doesn't work, and Charlie has to go, is it turned on? So that's the level we're meaning here. But there is, in all seriousness, the International Football Association Board is implementing some new rules within the game from the summer. Can you talk us through what they are and what they might mean for if they're going to make the game any different, or what the aim of that rule is?
There's been a lot of discourse around people time wasting, particularly like
on this podcast.
Well, just behind your backs.
We are professionals, thank you.
There's a lot of chat about players time wasting around throw-ins, a goalkeeper, strategic injury timeouts, that sort of thing. So I think the IFA have brought these things in to sort of start trying to address that a bit. They are doing some trials of putting a stop to these goalkeeper tactical timeouts as well. But that's not sort of across everything yet. So one of the first things they're doing is 5-second countdowns during throw-ins and goal kicks. If the ball isn't back in play after 5 seconds, the restart is handed to the opposition.
Ooh, I like that though. I like that.
I think sometimes you see those goal kicks and like, that is taking so long.
They go back to the goalpost, they grab their towel, they have a little squirt of water, then they're positioning the ball, then they're choosing to have a run up, and then actually a longer run up. Oh, and then they need to quickly bash their boots against the goalpost because they've got mud on them. It does get a little bit ridiculous sometimes.
It really does. And the next one is players being subbed off must leave within 10 seconds of the board being shown. Failure to do so means the replacement can't enter until the next stoppage of play. So they've got to be quick, otherwise they'll be down a player for however long that bit of play takes.
Because you do get the sort of long walk to the sidelines happening. I'm okay. So far, I'm on board with these rules.
And then this one is international friendlies can now use up to 8 substitutes, or 11 if both teams agree.
11.
But I think for friendlies that's great because actually it means you can try out. That's what friendlies are for, like trying out people playing together, getting people their caps. Like I think that's
It's a full plane though, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
I get what you mean. It means that you can give the younger ones, the newer ones, or people coming back from injury a little bit more time, on the pitch. Okay, I'm largely down with those. I'm largely down with those.
Interesting. So they'll be coming in over the summer. So next season onwards, we'll see those in play.
I can't wait for the fans to start doing the countdown for the officials as well.
Oh yeah, big time.
I quite like that. A 10-second countdown always raises the stakes for any situation.
Yeah, massively.
So I'm up for that. I'm up for that.
And then the last little bit of news is a nice one. Missy Beaukerns has announced she's pregnant.
Yeah, she's pregnant with a sort of a very Instagram pregnancy announcement.
Well, you've got to, haven't you?
Painting on the walls, mum and dad and baby or something, wasn't it? Yeah. Massive congrats to Missy Beaukerns. Wonderful news for her and her partner.
Really lovely.
Very, very exciting. I mean, I wonder if you can still do a little bit of training. Like, do you reckon?
You can. I think you kind of stay in because you've got to sort of stay in shape ultimately, haven't you? So I think they do.
So, yeah.
They're not playing competitive games because that's not really that safe, is it? But I think you're still doing training. I think lots of the clubs have got really specific sort of training regimes for pregnant players. I feel like when Hannah Blundell was pregnant, like they had a lot of cover. She was putting a lot of stuff on social media about what she was doing and
a little pregnancy rondo.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. Some keepy uppies, but bouncing on those big yoga balls, something like that.
Yeah.
Great. Well, we're sending all our love to Missy Beaukerns and her partner and her little one, really her impending little one. That's a wrap. If you're going to any of the international games this week, please do get in touch. As we say, we always love to hear your match reports. We'll be back next week. It remains to be seen whether Suzi can dedicate her time to this podcast.
Oh, I hope so, because we're going to turn up at her house. And what if she doesn't let us in? We'll have to do it on the street.
Oh, we'll just do it on her doorstep. Really loudly over her doing her other podcast.
Yeah, sure.
That's what we'll do. Pack a megaphone is all I'll say, Charlie.
Okay,
No, of course, we'll be back next week with Suze to discuss England's game against Iceland. We'll have practiced our big claps. Please can you do the same? And of course, we'll be covering all the other international games. Keep in touch by emailing us at bigkickpod@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram at bigkickenergypod. And we're on TikTok, supposedly, are we, Charlie? Charlie does the TikTok. We don't do it because we're scared and old.
Please follow us, because some people are on TikTok and don't follow their own podcasts, and that's a bit much, isn't it?
Who's that? Is that me? I don't... Okay, all right. I will send a message to...
I see you building your presence on TikTok, but
It's
not
not
following your own podcast.
Okay. I will follow my own podcast. Sorry, Charlie. That's it from us. Goodbye.
Bye.
I'm going to go follow myself now.